Hello, I'm Camelia and this is KiniNews. Wan Saiful pleaded not guilty in the KL Sessions Court today after being slapped with 18 charges of money laundering. He also claimed that the charges against him are meant to distract the public from the government's failures. Wan Saiful Wanjan has claimed trial to 18 counts of money laundering charges involving funds totaling 5.59 million ringgit. The Tasek Gelugor MP pleaded not guilty to the charges when it was read out to him before Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court Judge Suzana Hussin this morning. The 18 charges today accused Wan Saiful in his capacity as director of WSA Advisory Group Sendirian Berhad of using his company's accounts to launder funds from allegedly illegal activities. The charges were framed under Section 4(1)(b) of the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism, Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act 2001. Speaking to reporters later, Wan Saiful said the new charges against him are part of the government's ploy to divert attention from their failures.
Saya menganggap pertuduhan baru yang dikenakan kepada saya ini adalah satu usaha untuk mengalih perhatian rakyat daripada pelbagai kegagalan yang dilakukan oleh kerajaan hari ini. Gagal mengawal kenaikan harga barang, gagal mengawal kenaikan kos sara hidup, gagal membantu rakyat dengan cara yang efektif, gagal menjalankan reform-reform yang kononnya mereka lah perjuangkan sejak dahulu lagi. Banyak lagi lah kegagalan tersebut.
Earlier, during the proceedings, a computer system malfunction prevented the 18 money laundering charges against Wan Saiful from being read, prompting Judge Azura Alwi to issue a DNAA so that the case could be transferred to another courtroom. The temporary acquittal ended 30 minutes later when the charges were read out to Wan Saiful once again, this time before Sessions Court Judge Suzana Hussin. The prosecution today also applied to try the case with his other two graft charges linked to the Jana Wibawa program. The judge approved the application and set the next trial date for December 1st this year. The police have given their assurance that the security for Anwar will be increased following his disclosure of threats he received for his outspoken advocacy for Palestine.
The police have stepped up security for the Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. This comes following Anwar's disclosure regarding threats he received due to his outspoken advocacy for Palestine. According to Bernama, Inspector General of Police Razaruddin Hussain said the police won't compromise on the matter and the security of the Prime Minister is their top priority. However, Razaruddin said most of the threats may be related to economic issues or other sectors, such as the country's exports. In his speech at the Malaysia with Palestine rally at Bukit Jalil last night, Anwar had claimed he was under pressure from Western countries for his outspoken advocacy for the Palestinian people.
Saya dikritik sekarang. Mula diserang oleh beberapa kalangan Eropah, Amerika Syarikat dan tentunya Israel. Dan kita harus waspada. Saya beritahu, selagi saya diberi mandat oleh rakyat, saya tidak terima ugutan itu. Kita lawan tetap. Saya beritahu, don't ever think of threatening us. Malaysia is a fiercely independent country. We decide what is right. We understand the meaning of freedom. We are with the Palestinian people in their struggle. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, inshallah.
He also vowed to never yield to any threats against the struggle to liberate Palestine from Zionist oppression. More than 16,000 Malaysians of various backgrounds, races and religions had attended the rally last night.
Muhyiddin will not get to travel out of the country just yet. His application to have his passport returned to him will only be heard next month.
The prosecution informed the court today that they will be raising an objection against Perikatan Nasional chairperson Muhyiddin Yassin's application for permanent release of his passport. The passport had been surrendered to the court as part of the 2 million ringgit bail terms in Muhyiddin's ongoing money laundering case. Deputy Public Prosecutor Nur Asma Ahmad told the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court this morning that they had received the notice of application on October 17th and would need more time to respond to it. Nur Asma added that the prosecution will object to it and seek 2 weeks to file the affidavit in response. Judge Azura Alwi then rescheduled the hearing of Muhyiddin's bid, which was initially set for today, to November 23rd. The judge directed the prosecution to file the affidavit by or on November 8th, with any reply by Muhyiddin's legal team by or on November 17th. Last week, Muhyiddin had filed a request for a permanent release of his passport to allow for a family holiday in London, among others. The former Prime Minister said he also needed the document for a subsequent medical checkup in Singapore. Muhyiddin said the 2 million ringgit bail amount he has posted is sufficient to ensure his presence in court. He added that he also has the responsibility as an MP to serve his constituents.
The move to do away with the Federal Territories Ministry has led to savings for the government. This is according to a minister in the PM's department.
The government has managed to save 2.3 million ringgit a year after abolishing the Federal Territories Ministry. This is according to de facto Law Minister Azalina Othman Said. She said this in a written parliamentary response to Seputeh MP Teresa Kok. Azalina said that this is due to the reduction in payment of emoluments. She added that with regards to the challenges faced by the government after the abolition of the ministry, the government did not face any operational challenges as the functions and responsibilities to oversee the development of federal territories is under the jurisdiction of the Prime Minister. The Federal Territories Ministry, which was first established in 1978, has jurisdiction over matters related to Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya and Labuan. It was absorbed into the Prime Minister's department on January 20th under Anwar Ibrahim's unity government. Previously, Deputy Prime Minister Ahmad Zahid had said he would support a proposal for the revival of the Federal Territories Ministry if it was brought up.
Meanwhile, the government has come under fire over the renewal of the operating license for liners.
Several environmental groups have spoken out against the government's decision to allow liners to keep its cracking and leaching facility in Gebeng, Kuantan. This came after the Science, Technology and Innovation Minister, Chang Lee Kang, revealed that Liners Malaysia's operating licence has been revised and renewed until March 2026. However, Chang said the extension is contingent on Liners ensuring the radioactive content in water leach purification, or WLP residue, is below 1 becquerel per gram through a research and development program supported by local experts. While commenting on this, Save Malaysia Stop Liners chairperson Tan Boon Tit told Malaysia Kini there are still many unresolved issues about the technology, including whether it could cope with the scale of Liners' operations. Meanwhile, Sahabat Alam Malaysia Honorary Secretary Mageswari Sanggaralingam said she was baffled by the government's decision and urged for greater transparency. She said the decision appeared to be based on findings of a laboratory-level preliminary study showing thorium could be extracted from the WLP residue and urged for the study to be made public. She added the government's orientation of making money from the rare earth industry cannot be at the expense of people's health and the environment. Yesterday, Chang said that Liners had approached the government with a proposal to extract thorium from the WLP residue, and the government confirmed the feasibility of the technology through several months of research. Chang explained that extracting thorium from the lanthanide and the WLP residue would effectively make the waste generated by Liners no longer radioactive.
Following yesterday's fallout between farmers and authorities in Perak, more groups are condemning the violence that left a PSM activist injured.
More activist groups have condemned the violent treatment of PSM activist Chong Yi Shan during the row between farmers and the Perak Land and Mines Office enforcement officers. Yesterday, when authorities arrived at the farm in Kantan to evict the farmers, an enforcement officer allegedly pushed Chong, resulting in her falling to the ground and injuring her nose and mouth. In a statement, the Climate Emergency Coalition of Malaysia said the violence against a woman, a civil society activist, a Malaysian citizen, is unacceptable. The group also accused the government of hypocrisy. It said at a time when the government has issued an unequivocal condemnation against violence on women and children of Gaza, this abhorrent act by the officer makes the Madani government a hypocrite if stern administrative and criminal action is not taken against the officer. The commotion yesterday also saw 3 other PSM activists, including its chief, Dr. Jayakumar Devaraj, as well as farmer Ho Pon Tien, briefly arrested. Previously, questions have also been asked about Anwar's silence on the matter, as Kelantan is located within his parliamentary constituency of Tambun. Malaysia Kini has attempted to contact his team but has yet to receive a response.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you would like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.